Hi everyone, today's topic is fractions. First, let us learn what is a fraction and types of fractions. What is a fraction? Numbers in this form are known as fraction. Numbers of the form a by b are known as fractions. Fractions has two parts, the top part and the bottom part. The top part is called the numerator and the bottom part is called the denominator. Let us see what is a numerator and what is a denominator. Here, the total number of parts will be written as denominator. In this example, we can see the pizza has been cut into 8 parts. So here, total number of parts we have written it as denominator, and out of 8 parts, we have selected one part. The part which we have selected or which are left out are written as numerators. So here, numerator we have written as 1. Similarly, in this example, a chocolate bar has been cut into 4 parts. Total number of parts 4. Here we have written as denominator, and the part which we have selected we have written as numerator. Both these words, numerator and denominator, are derived from late Latin. Next, a fraction denominator, that is b, should never be 0. Why? Because this part, this full pizza and this chocolate cannot be divided into 0 parts. So b can never be 0. The denominator should never be 0. So we are having fractional numbers for fractions. The full part is called the whole part. 1 by 2 is called 1/2. 1 by 3 is called 1/3. 1 by 4 is called 1/4. 1 by 5 is called 1/5. 1 by 6 is called 1/6. 1 by 7 is called 1/7. 1 by 8 is called 1/8. 1 by 9 is called 1/9. And 1 by 10 is called 1/10. Let us see various types of fractions. The fractions which have their denominator as 10 or higher powers of 10 are known as decimal fractions. Here, all these fractions are having denominators as 10 or 10 into 10 100, 10 into 100,000, 10 into 1000, 10,000, like that. So these kind of fractions are known as decimal fractions. Next, let us see about proper fractions and improper fractions. The fractions whose numerators are less than the denominators are known as proper fractions, and the fractions whose numerators are more than the denominators are called improper fractions. Here in these examples, all the numerators are less than the denominators. So these all comes under fractions, whereas here all the numerators are greater than the denominators. So these all comes under improper fractions. Next, whenever we perform a normal division on a proper fraction, the answer will be always less than 1. Means if you divide 1 with 4, here we are getting 0.25, which is less than 1. For proper fractions, if we divide, we'll always get the answer which is less than 1. Whereas for improper fractions, whenever we perform a normal division on an improper fraction, the answer will be always more than 1. Here if we divide 5 with 4, the answer is 1.5, which is greater than 1. How will you divide this? Here we are having 4 children and 5 chocolates. 5 chocolates for 4 children. So first we will give one chocolate to each child, one full chocolate to each child, and the leftover 1 chocolate will break it into 4 pieces and will give 1/4 to each of the child. So a mixed fraction is simply an improper fraction written as a sum of a whole number, and a proper fraction. A mixed fraction is an improper fraction written as the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction. Next, how to convert an improper fraction to a mixed fraction? Divide the numerator with denominator. 4 ones are 4, subtracting will get remainder. So write quotient, remainder and division. Hence 5 by 4 improper fraction is equal to 1 by 4 in mixed. Hence mixed fractions are another way of writing proper fractions. Let us see about like fractions and unlike fractions. Like and unlike fractions. In like fractions, the denominators of the fractions are same. Here we can see all the denominators are same. So these fractions are called like fractions, and in unlike fractions, the denominators of the fractions are different. All the denominators are different, so the fractions are called unlike fractions. Let us see some examples. Here, out of 8 parts, 3 parts are shaded. So the fraction is 3 by 8. And here, out of 8 parts, 5 parts are shaded. So the fraction is 5 by 8. Here both are having the same denominator, so they are like fractions. Similarly, here all these fractions are having the same denominator 13. So these are also like fractions. Here in this example, out of 8 parts, 5 parts are shaded. So we'll write this as 5 by 8 and here this as 3 by 4. These two are having different denominators. So these comes under unlike fractions. And here these are all having different denominators in this example too. So these all comes under unlike fractions. Here we can see 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4. All the denominators are same. So these are examples of like fractions, whereas here 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. These all are having different denominators. So this comes under unlike fractions. Let us see here how to convert unlike fractions into like fractions with an example. To convert the unlike fractions to like fractions, first we find the LCM of the denominators. Take the LCM of 4 and 6, which is equal to 12. Then convert each fraction to its equivalent fraction with the denominator equal to the LCM, 3 by 4. To convert 4 into 12, multiply both the numerator and denominator with 3. So 3 3s are 9, 4 3s are 12 and 5 by 6. To convert 6 into 12, multiply both the numerator and denominator with 2, which is equal to 10 by 12. Hence, the like fractions are 9 by 12 and 10 by 12. Equivalent fractions. Two or more fractions representing the same part of a whole are called equivalent fractions. Here, we can see the same fraction half can be written as 1 by 2 or 2 by 4 or 4 by 8. Similarly, in this example also. Equivalent fraction. The same whole part can be written as 2 halves or 3 1/3 or 4 1/4 or 5 1/5 or 6 1/6 or 8 1/8 or 10 1/10 or 12 1/12. Now how to compare fractions? Which is bigger? If the denominator is same, means when you are comparing like fractions, then the fraction with the biggest numerator is the biggest. Here, these two are having same denominator, so like fractions. Now we will compare the numerators. 3 is greater than 2. So obviously 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 4. Here we can see with the help of figures also. 3 by 4 and 2 by 4. Obviously 3 parts are greater than 2 parts. So 3 by 4 is larger than 2 by 4. Next, comparing fractions. To compare unlike fractions, we use cross multiplication method. In cross multiplication method, we multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction and numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction. Here, 3 into 8 is 24 and 6 into 4 is also 24. These two are equal. Hence, the given two fractions are equivalent fractions. We can use butterfly method also to compare fractions. In butterfly method, we'll write the fractions in the wings of the butterfly and we'll cross multiply here. 3 6 are 18 and we'll write the product in the antenna over here and we cross multiply here. 5 4s are 20 and we write the product in the antenna over here. Now we'll compare the values in the two antennas. Here 18 is less than 20. Hence 3 by 4 is less than 5 by 6. Next, addition and subtraction of like fractions. How can I add fractions with like denominators? Let us see an example here. 2 by 5. So out of 5 parts, here 2 parts are shaded. And next 1 by 5. Out of 5 parts, 1 part is shaded here. If we add these 2 parts and 1 part, altogether we'll get 3 by 5. Similarly, subtraction of fractions with like denominators. Here 6 by 8. Out of 8 parts, 6 parts are shaded and out of 8 parts, we have to remove 2 parts. So these 2 parts are removed. Hence, the leftover parts are 4 by 8. Let us see some more examples. Here these two are like fractions. So we'll add only the numerators. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 and we'll write the common denominator as denominator. In this example also these two are like fractions. So we'll subtract only the numerators. 25 minus 18 is equal to 7 and we'll write the common denominator as denominator here. Addition and subtraction of like fractions. Let us see how can we add mixed fractions here. This one is 2 full parts. So 2 and out of 6 parts, 2 parts are shaded. So it is 2 by 6. And this is 1 2 by 6. If we add these two, 2 full parts plus 1 full part, which is equal to 3 full parts, and 2 by 6 plus 2 by 6, which is equal to 4 by 6. So the answer is 3 4 by 6. Add or subtract like fractions, add or subtract the numerators and write the result over the denominator. Here these two are like fractions, so only add the numerators and write here as numerator, and the common denominator you write as denominator. 5 by 5, which is equal to 1. Next, these two are also like fractions, so subtract only the numerators, which is equal to minus 3. Next, adding fractions with unlike denominators, 3 by 5 and 3 by 2. Here these two are unlike denominators. Adding fractions with unlike denominators. See here, these two denominators are different, so these are unlike fractions. So first we have to convert them into like fractions by taking the LCM of the denominators 5 and 2. LCM of 5 and 2 is 10. So now we have to convert the denominators to 10. So to convert 5 to 10, we'll multiply both the numerator and denominator with 2. Next, to convert 2 to 5, we'll multiply both the numerator and denominator with 5. So the answer is 2 3s are 6 by 10 plus 15 by 10. Here both are like fractions, so we'll add only the numerators, which is equal to 21 by 10. Similarly, we are going to subtract unlike fractions. To convert unlike fractions into like fractions, we'll take the LCM of the denominators 4 and 3. LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. So to convert 4 into 12, we multiply both the numerator and denominator with 3. And to convert 3 into 12, we multiply both the numerator and denominator with 4. Now 3 3s are 9 by 12 minus 4 by 12, which is equal to 5 by 12. In this way, we'll add and subtract unlike fractions. Thank you.